Today, we're going to be talking about how to create content when life happens. Some things come up that were unexpected. Sometimes we're having a lot of negative emotions. And I really wanted to talk to you about how do I approach this when I've still decided that I want to create content? So the first thing that I actually do is I remind myself that I don't have to. I don't have to create the podcast, I don't have to post on social media, I don't have to post my YouTube video. It's really okay if I don't. Because then from that place, I really get to access do I want to create content? And if I do, then the next thing I like to ask myself is what do I want to talk about? Because sometimes when you're in that really hard place or there are a lot of negative emotions coming up, you might not want to talk about something that's super positive or super happy. And so I like to just check in with myself. What is the thing that I do want to talk about from this place? Another thing that I like to do is just give myself space to feel and process through those emotions. So what we talked about in yesterday's episode is processing those emotions, giving myself plenty of space to do that. And even if I need to stop creating the piece of content, just take a break, process through an emotion, and then come back, I allow myself to do that. I also adjust my expectations. So for me, I normally record 4 or 5 of these podcasts at a time. So maybe at a time when there's a lot of negative emotion or things feel really hard, what I like to do is I'm okay, well, let's just do one. Let's just do two. And I like to repeatedly ask myself, do I feel like doing another one? If the answer is yes, I do. And if the answer is no, I just give myself that permission to stop and not judge myself for it later. I think another key thing is really not judging yourself, having your own back with whatever's happening, giving yourself that space, showing up for yourself first. And then if you want to, creating from the place of I really want to share something, not that I have to. So if you're wanting to create content, even when things feel really hard, even when you're having a lot of negative emotion, again, just checking in with yourself, do I want to? And I think, again, it's even checking in with yourself each time. So, the next day, you can ask yourself again. The next day, you can ask yourself again. And you can decide not to at any point. Because I think what makes it so hard is when we're almost creating that resistance where it's well, I have to do this thing and I'm going to do it, even though I'm not really feeling like it. Instead of meeting ourselves where we're at, comforting ourselves, giving ourselves that space, processing through the emotion, and then deciding if we want to create the piece of content or not. And this is what I love about creating commitment, because it doesn't mean I show up no matter what, no matter what's happening in my life, no matter how I'm feeling, no matter what. That's not what it means. What it means to me is that I'm showing up on purpose, and sometimes on purpose, that means that maybe I decide not to show up in a way. Maybe I decide not to do something. But the difference is when I know that I'm committed, I know that I'm not giving up on myself. There's no need to judge myself. I know that I'm on my side because it's me achieving this goal and I'm committed to the goal. But even if I don't do something for a reason that I love, I still have my own back because I know that that's what I'm working toward and I'm committed to it. So there's no need for me to judge myself. When you understand how your brain works, it makes it so much easier to work with your brain. I want you to think about how you're currently taking action. If you don't understand how your brain works, it's like you're swimming up the current. It's so much harder. Whereas if you just turned around, then you could actually swim so much easier because you would be working with your brain. If this is something you want to learn about, go to successbykayla.com to sign up and get instant access to my Why You Aren't Taking Action video.